Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the sound of the big red siren signals it is time for football. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Leading them out is their 6'3" quarterback, the third overall selection in 2018, Sam Darnold.
And I know that last year, in 2024, New York Jets fans were watching him and said, that's the guy we thought we were going to get. But he found his groove in Minnesota, finishing the top 5 in passing yards and touchdowns last year. Now in Seattle, ready to prove that last season was no fluke.
Play action. It's Darnold. Throw out wide to Walker. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Darnold. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Back to throw, Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Greg George deep for Arizona. It's taken to the 26. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the number 1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And when you watch him play, all you think about is how dynamic he is. He can beat you with his arm and his legs. Threw for over 20 touchdowns for the first time since 2021. Fully healed from a knee injury a couple of seasons ago. He's got his team thinking big in 2025.
Now the veteran workhorse, here's James Conner. And space tough to come by there, so we get maybe a yard to the 37.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. On play action, it's Murray. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw is Murray. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Here's Horton. Nice little juke. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now Darnold. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
From the gun, it's Walker. Yeah, he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Walker with a grab, left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also have those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. They'll take this to the 46.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
And the Seahawks, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
In motion goes the tight end. Walker now on 1st and 10. And out of bounds all the way 47 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
When they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football, I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Walker fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Walker with another carry. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Mack Wilson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. Well, certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise, your offense is going to stall.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Myers' kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. Running move. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
Formation for the Cardinals.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Taken in at the 22. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Seahawks take back over. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. looking to put a drive together. Off of play action, Darnold. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Baron Browning. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Darnold. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Darnold. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Seattle. 58 yards.
58 yards. First down, Seattle.
Paid for this? What are we doing? Step it up.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And complete to Smith and Jigba. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Third down and 1. They'll try for the first with Walker. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it first and goal.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. To throw is Darnold. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are able to widen their advantage. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Escaping a tackler at the 25. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start the drive with a give to counter. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Escaping the pressure right. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Murray again, this is counter. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Arizona, 2nd quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This is Connor running right. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
All right, I've got to be careful here. All right, he's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his feet as far as he's concerned.
What he's saying, I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there, let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely, still got a lot of life left in those legs. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Connor up the middle. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 18-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now Murray. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
For a Cardinals. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. Caught on the slant. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Murray. And it's caught. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Connor is in. Touchdown, Arizona.
You think about James Conner down near the goal line, and you think about the 2021 season with his 15 touchdown runs. He believes he's as good as anybody down close, and he powers his way in here.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And they're back within a field 7 now.
Makes the score Seahawks 10.
A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. So after the field goal, Riley back out as he'll send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Back out now comes Kenneth Walker in the Seattle offense. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Darnold now to throw. That ball caught by his rookie wideout.
Complete to Murray Orchard. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 39-yard line.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And they pick up a 1st down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. On the toss to Charbonnet. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now it's Darnold. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. They overload him that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt.
The Seahawks.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. Handful of carries last time out there. Finished it off, Charles, with a short touchdown run.
Yeah, and that's pretty nice for him to be able to do that because normally where they were on the field, it's going to take some muscle to get in there, right? It's going to take some power because things are so stacked up, well blocked, and he was able to get into the end zone somewhat safely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Several of those carries last drive, he had some good holes, some good options. They begin on the ground here with Conner. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 60 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
Well, the great coach said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's Murray. And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the first down and then slides to the ground. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
On 1st and 10 is Conner. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Right back to Conner here on 1st. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and that'll be 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
To throw, it's Murray. Pressure comes, and down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. And he stepped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. They'll run for it with Conner. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. Where they were on the field, kind of no man's land. Do you like the call?
I love the call. Almost had to go for it there, right? Because of what you just described. Too far for the field goal. Too short for the punt. You might punt in the end zone and just give them good field position anyway. Let's go for it. Plus, they were moving the ball. They had confidence that they could pick up this last bit of real estate.
And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray scoring on the keeper for 6 yards out. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. And maybe there that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And that makes it 14-10. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not to any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Faking the give, Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's Walker. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got Smith and Jigba. Now he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Here's Darnold. To the left side, catch made by Arroyo. Big strides, look at him go. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Elijah Arroyo, 35 yards. And the Seahawks have regained the lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
The extra point now coming from Myers. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner ready for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal. And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Throwing now is Murray. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped how the guy could turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. To throw is Murray. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
45-yard line.
Murray going to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and 3. Murray now. Screen pass to Conner. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Pass complete there to Harrison. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will tie things at 17 all. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
So still a little bit of time following the made field goal, but we are tied as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. 1 second, all that remains. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Scott Hansen back with you in the studios in Orlando. We've got a close one, as we expected. No quarter given on either side. We are all tied up at the break. This one could go either way, so let's find out as they're ready for the third quarter kickoff. Send it back out to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, great work as always. We'll see what the second half brings here. These two defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads at intermission. These offenses, they have had their way so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Third quarter starts with a run from Connor. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 102 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. He'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
A give running right is Connor. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Sometimes your crosses get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first two plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a third and long at the outset of this drive. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Murray now to throw. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown Cardinals. Michael Wilson, 53 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Ryland on for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
Baron Browning, the one who brought him down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And this will be a Seahawks first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
But partner, the defense isn't going to adjust, and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over. They're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
And Walker once more. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. The shotgun snap for Darnold. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
They're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw, Darnold. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the fourth down.
They'll run for it with Charbonnet. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the field. He needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. That fourth down decision, unconventional but effective, and they indeed come up now with a 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs. Darnold. This one goes underneath to Walker. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing quickly, Darnold, that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Darnold, a sneak. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Ball on the 39. Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now Darnold. Throw out wide to Walker. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd and a couple. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Here's Darnold. This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw is Darnold. Pass caught, Arroyo right side. Touchdown, Seahawks. Elijah Arroyo, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter. That has them an extra point away from tying things up.
And, partner, this is pretty much what they envisioned when they were sitting there in the locker room thinking about getting things going to start here in the third quarter. Getting out there, a field goal would have been fine. But going ahead and scoring here, an extra point away from tying things up, that's exactly how they drew it up on the board.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that will tie our game here in the third quarter. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And able to get this out to the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first two drives of the third quarter, one for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And this is going to be a Cardinals first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Steps away to his left. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. They hand off to their big tight end. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
That's another Cardinal.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. From the gun, a give to Connor. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Now that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after him because otherwise you're still playing back on your...
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. James Conner, his second touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals have broken the tie. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
and that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Seahawks 24.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Seahawks offense has Sam Darnold headed back out there. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6. And he is in for a Seattle touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 76 yards. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
kills.
Speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that will tie our game here in the third quarter.
That ties the game.
Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cardinals offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Ernest Jones there for the tackle. And his carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Flushed out right. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. We see double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
The goal of the wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second down at 7. They run behind center with Connor. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it winds us down to the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. Here's Murray. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Murray giving to Connor on the option. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 10 more there and another first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now Murray. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
From here on, any score could be the winning one, and he is certainly aware of that. Look at the way he locked in on that marker and made a mad scramble to get to it for the first down.
Here's Murray. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Murray. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retained possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
Looking end zone.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So on is the kicker, Chad Ryland, in a big spot. This to break our fourth quarter tie. And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Walker now on 1st and 10. He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
2nd down and 6 now. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. And the Seahawks, 1st down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. Darnold now to throw. And he couldn't square up to throw there, and it falls incomplete.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Darnold. Outright to Smith and Jigba. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards for number 11. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds Smith and Jigba. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected, but sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to, so sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Play action, it's Darnold. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Darnold. Oh, no, he lost the football. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They start with a give to Connor. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Connor going to get it again on second down. And running with power here. Still going. They can't stop him. To the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. James Conner, 92 yards. And the Cardinals use the big play to extend their fourth-quarter lead.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 46. And going right back to Walker. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Darnold. He's got room at the 30, and he'll be taken down at the 26. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Walker. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. He finds his man, complete. That's Horton. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 37. Myers' kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. That pass completed to Dortch. Down the sideline he goes. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A big play there. 67 yards. And the Cards have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Ryland on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it winds up at a touchdown for Arizona. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Here's Walker to start the drive. No gain on the play there. Second down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. The throw right side here going to be incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Throwing again is Darnold. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. They'll start by running the option to the right. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave it. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Murray's going to keep it again. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Murray again. This is Connor.
And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
14-yard line.
2nd and 9. Toss play, Kyler. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Kyler going to give this to Benson. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So on 4th down, out comes Chad Ryland for the Arizona field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Chad Ryland.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And Walker has it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, and who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Again, Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Darnold. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 31-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visited and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.